Hello, everyone, and welcome to another chapter of 10 Minutes Spotlight on AI and Sales Leadership. My name is Liat Natanel, and I'm an account director helping customers focus on achieving their goals by leveraging sales methodologies and technology solutions. In each episode, I ask the same three questions leading sales leaders, uncovering lessons, best practices, and tips that can help you become a better and more efficient seller. So whether you're a sales leader or a seller in the field, those tips can help you. Today, I'm delighted to host Lee Afgin, Senior Director of Business Development and Partnerships from CHEQ. Hello, Lee. Great to have you today. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, Liat. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm very excited to be here with you. Very impressed, by the way, by everything you're doing online. Really enjoying to watch this little snippet videos that you're making. Hi, everyone. My name is Lee. I am managing the business development teams and partnerships for EMEA at a company called CHEQ AI. For those of you who don't know CHEQ, CHEQ is the leading cybersecurity solution for marketeers. What does it mean? It basically means that we are helping marketeers fight or prevent invalid traffic like bots, scrapers, crawlers, bad AI agents that are wasting their ad spend, interfering with their campaigns. We do a lot of other things as well, but in the core of our technology, this is what we do. And we work with e-commerce merchants, with airlines, with online travel agencies, anyone out there who's trying to drive traffic to the website. We have this incredible engine that we developed to help them identify which visitors they do want on their websites and which ones they want to keep out.
Amazing. Great to have you on board today. So,
Thank you.
as as promised, we'll in each chapter we cover the same questions that are designed to give the listeners actionable tips that they can implement immediately after the chapter. So let's follow the three questions. The first one is, what's the one AI tool you use daily that became a game changer? And if you can share an example.
Sure. Liat, I'm going to be very non-innovative when it comes to this question. And like many others, I use ChatGPT. Um, and when you presented the question to me, I was trying to think about, many people use ChatGPT for so many different things. But one of the things that I've been doing here at Chat is use ChatGPT to help me segment and identify new accounts that I want our teams to be focused on. So either partners or BDRs. So let me just give you an example. Here at CHEQ, in the end of each year, we kind of shift our focus from going after retailers, e-commerce merchants, into focusing more on industries that are not so much impacted by the holidays, Black Friday sales, Cyber Monday sales. And we shift our focus to those industries because those industries are not under code freeze and will be more available to speak to us. So that would be more online travel agencies and airlines. Um, so what I do with the help of ChatGPT, I take the markets and the countries that I'm focused on, and I ask ChatGPT to map these companies to always make sure that we're covering the entire market. So I'm very specific, and I think that's, a huge part of when you work with ChatGPT, you have to be super specific. I tell them which country headquarters I'm looking for, the amount of employees, the revenue, and the most important thing, the amount of traffic that this potential customer is seeing to make sure that they have enough substance for us to work on. I also use it after I map the companies, I use it in order to map the people. So although ChatGPT is quite limited in the amount of, it can go into LinkedIn, for example, it gives me sometimes titles from that are not so obvious to me and kind of help me expand my net. Does it make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then you have the lists ready and you give them to the sellers to start reaching out.
Correct. So I make sure that these accounts are being covered and actively pursued by the BDRs or by our partners.
Brilliant.
Um, yeah. The second thing, I have one more way of
Yeah, bring
that
it on.
about something I've done in the last couple of days. We're very much focused here at CHEQ into duplicating our success. So let's say I was very successful with this company, this client. Sometimes what I would do, I would give information to ChatGPT. This is the industry, this is what we were able to do. Can you produce a talking track for me? So when I reach out to, let's say, another company like this, I can present them with the results and share with them what we were able to do. And that really helps, for example, for the BDRs when they cold call to be more specific, right? To really present value that is relevant for that industry.
Super important and critical, especially when you're in the beginning of the process and you try to get the first hook or the first foot in the door. Thank you.
Exactly.
Great tip. Second question. So, what's the one thing that you do that helps your team? Usually, I say close deals faster, but I presume here it's like to close the call with the AE faster.
Sure. So here at CHEQ, the BDRs are integral part of the sales team. That means that the AEs and the BDRs are working very, very closely together in order to make sure that we're spending on our time and our efforts on things that could convert. Um, so what we do from the get-go is make sure that the BDRs are bringing only decision makers into the conversation. um, Obviously, I know a lot of sales leaders know this. Stats are showing that if you have a decision maker in the beginning of the sales cycle, you are more likely to progress faster in a more efficient way. That decision maker has much more mandate to drive processes within the organization. So the BDRs are focused on bringing decision makers into the conversation to make sure that the AEs are more successful at closing.
Nice. Great tip. Very important to have decision makers on the call. Last question. If you were hiring tomorrow, what's the one skill that you want a sales rep that you're interviewing to have?
So I am hiring.
Oh, very good.
Not too
Yeah. We can
Um,
add the link for the roles if you want.
sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I am hiring in for our UK office, another BDR, and we can definitely add a link. So I think the first thing is adaptability. Why is adaptability so important? Things are changing all the time for us, okay? One day we're doing things in this way, another day we're changing our strategy. CHEQ at this point is not so much startup anymore. We're more of like a scale up. But we have to have a team that is adaptable. I'll give you an example. In the beginning, the way we were in the beginning, 3 years ago when I started working at CHEQ, we were telling our story in a very, very specific way. That story has evolved tremendously today with all the changes that we are seeing in the industry. And the BDRs who are the fastest in adapting, the ones who are adapting the quickest are the most successful. So I'm looking for someone who can change things on the go, who can maneuver, based on the changing circumstances. Um, that happens not just by the way we pitch things, but also internal processes are changing. The company is growing. So, I'm looking for that adaptability. We're often very much married to that first version, right? The way I learned doing things for the first time is kind of like engraved in me. Um, and the ones who are willing to step out of that and to change the way they're doing things will be the ones who are successful.
That's a great tip, especially for people who are doing a career shift. So this is a skill you can have without having the background of like the processes and how to do things, actually, to be able to be flexible enough and learn quickly. So great tip for all the people who are junior and in the beginning of their career.
The second one is technology oriented. So I was thinking about it when I started as a BDR 9 years ago. The only tech that was at my disposal was pretty much the CRM uh, and the phone. That's it. Today, the tech stacks that BDRs are using is very rich. Being able to learn technology fast, to advance, to use different features. You know, I learn a lot from my BDRs because, you know, they are younger than me and they use technology in a different way. So the ones who are technology oriented, again, that's something that is a must today in this role. So definitely something I'm looking for. And the last one is coachability. Um, you know, when I'm looking at the ones who are coming to the team, who are like seeking, you know, feedback, wanting to grow, sending me gong calls all the time, asking me for my feed. Those are the ones, again, who are thriving, who are successful. So I think those things, you know, are the things I'm looking for.
Brilliant. Great tips. Thank you so much, Lee, for sharing your experience and your focus points. I think people in different stages in their career can learn a lot from all the tips you've shared. And I'm sure that the listeners can take it right away and implement it. And for all the listeners, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next chapter of 10-Minute Spotlight on AI and sales leadership.
Thank you, Liat.
Let's see if we can